Hello fans, I'm Shane Shadows and welcome once again to Shane Shadows Presents Classic Indies, some of the great independent wrestling action from all over the world over the last 30 plus years. But before we kick into this week's matchup, we're going to go to a little bit of footage shot Dallas, Texas. This is my oldest son, the pride and joy of the Shadows wrestling family, the fruit of my loins. We're going to go down to Simon Shadows and his comments about the big match 2 days away between myself and him against the faculty. And when we come back, I'm going to have some words to say as well.
What's up, everybody? Somebody say something about fired up. Somebody say something about 30 years in professional wrestling and a low-key 10. All right. I just touched down here in Dallas, baby. I'm learning all about the claw, learning all about the history of wrestling down here. But I got off the phone with my daddy, and he said, one more time, we're going to team up. And we're going to take care of business up in Berkeley Springs on February the 5th, baby. And it's going to be unimaginable, baby. One more time to get to stand in the shadows, baby. Be there. What's up, everybody? Somebody say something about fired up.
Wow. Somebody is fired up. Somebody is going to say some things. And I'm going to say some things here real quick, too, before we get into this week's matchup. You know, everybody knows going around this area right now that the hottest tag team in the area is the faculty. Everybody knows that Professor Owen likes to throw out his $4 words. Everybody knows that Mike Osborne, the coach, likes to blow his whistle and likes to kind of sneak in there. And these guys are definitely the best tag team in the area as far as I'm concerned. Minus one, if you will. I'll get into a little bit of it here, just like my thun just did it for you. There ain't nothing like blood. The shadows are blood. You understand? But I know these guys are getting ready. I know they're not taking this lightly. We're 2 days away, baby. February 5th, this Saturday afternoon at Rankin Physical Fitness Center. It's all going to go down between us one more time. And I got a little bit of, you helped me out with this a little bit. We got a little bit of behind-the-scenes footage of the professor and the coach working out. Now, they caught themselves coming right off the mats there. They got a little bit of sweat going, so they wanted to pose here a little bit. So they wanted to, I don't know that they were completely, I don't know if they were caught a little bit off guard or what have you. But I want to tell you something, boys, and you can flip it back to me now if you want to. I'm going to tell you boys something right now. I'm just a handful of days away, not even barely months away, but a handful of days away from being here a half a century, Daddy. And I've been in wrestling for 30 years. And if you think that there's any tricks that you guys have that I haven't seen and I haven't taught my son, you're sadly mistaken. So go ahead, bring your whistle. Go ahead and bring your books. Go ahead and bring your sash and bring all your big fancy words, boys. Because me and my boy are going to take those words and we're going to stick them right up your ass. And if you don't believe me, I guess you're just going to have to find out for yourself here in about 48 hours, aren't you? We'll see you there, boys. Now then, let's get back to some thin business, if you will. Instant classic time this week here on Championship Pro Wrestling, featuring two of the highly respected and frequent appearances. These two men have had battles for the last 40 years, and they've been headlining multiple Championship Pro Wrestling events. This one comes to you from the Tri-County Fair in Petersburg, West Virginia, this past August, in front of several people. It wasn't particularly well attended, but it wasn't because of a lack of effort in the great. We're going to get this thing started. Match in progress, ladies and gentlemen. It's King Kalua versus the Patriot. Let's go down to the ring. The great camera work of Josh Hughes, as we mentioned in previous episodes. Top-notch stuff, Josh, and we thank you again for helping us out and joining us. Your referee is Buddha. Couple of camera switches. Mad Doc Thomas Swiger helped us out here with the hard camera as well. He frequently appears at our events, Big Bear Lake, and travels around. A great guy. Army veteran. You know, travels around, just likes to help. Doesn't care about being out in front of the people. Just likes to help set up the ring and help with the sound and help with the cameras. Him and his young daughter, Emily. Great people, and we thank you for your help and support. We hope to see you here. If you can make it here on February the 5th, I know it's quite a drive, but people are driving in from all over, ladies and gentlemen. Tickets have been going 48 hours away. Championship Pro Wrestling Winter WrestleFest at Berkeley Springs, West Virginia at the Rankin Physical Fitness Center. A big battle royal. Collar elbow tie-up. United States title match between Bill Bain and the Reggie Collins. You obviously have just heard at the top of the show, my son Simon and I taking on, My son Simon and I taking on the faculty. So much more to see. Don't miss your opportunity. $15 ringside seats. Bring your own chair for $12, folks. Bring your own lawn chair and bring it on into the building. We just want you in there. 2 p.m. bell time. That's Kahlua taking the measure of the pride of the USA. These two men have had a lot of matches, and I'm almost certain you will see them again in 2022 in Championship Pro Wrestling rings. Big reversal. Coming out into a sleeper here from the Patriot. Buddha. Oh, Kahlua got to the ropes. Buddha couldn't get out in front of him there to check, but Kahlua got to the ropes pretty quickly as it was. We've had a great several weeks here on Classic Indies as we've been building up in conjunction with showing some of the great matches from the past, building up the Winter WrestleFest event, the return of professional wrestling to Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. As Kahlua at ringside, he's talking choke.
Orion, he's choking me. Orion, tell him, Orion, tell him. Orion, tell him, buddy, tell him.
Buddha putting the count on him. Kahlua a little hesitant to return to the ring. I do know that Kahlua was somewhat hobbled on this night. He had been suffering from an injury, I believe it was a hamstring, so he was digging down deep into his nearly 40 years of professional wrestling experience to try to come out on the upper end of his longtime rival, the Patriot. Buddha checking for an object. I don't know if that was at the request of the Patriot or not. These two men, they just know that they understand the human chess element of professional wrestling. And sometimes when you know an opponent so well, you got to try to figure out a way to get to his head. Sometimes it's even more mental than physical. Standing side headlock here by the Patriot as Kahlua tries to use his forearm to the ribs. That never tickles as he gains a little bit of an advantage. Steps him back, shoots him in, coming right at us. Standoff on a tackle. Oh, Kahlua's a little bit more rocked. Look at the Patriot. Shake him up those pecs. Oh, and again, but Kahlua not dropped quite yet. Two well-conditioned veterans. Duck the big clothesline there. Oh, the tackle took Kahlua down on that one. We've seen both of these men frequently here over the 3 seasons of Shane Shadows Presents. Oh, Make-A-Wish Foundation. Who wants what? Who wants to bust the wishbone? Anybody? Who wants it? What are we going to do? Well, we got a long pause here. Championship Pro Wrestling, 48 hours. Whoa! Right to the lower extremities there. Good seats still available for this Saturday's professional wrestling. Where else would you want to be? But right there, right then. Part of the action here, part of the Tri-County Fair this past August. The Legends of Wrestling event that we had. We saw Tony Atlas in recent weeks here, and of course there are other matches on this evening, and we'll probably end up bringing you here in the next several weeks. As you can see, not as we were in some ways we were victimized by the slot that we had, because the night before we were there, Billy Ray Cyrus, the Achy Breaky Heart, made his appearance in Petersburg. They had scheduled it for 2020. Of course, COVID, which by the way sucks, took out the entire fair. So they had a capacity crowd the night before. You see the gigantic grandstand in the background. There's Bobby Keller at ringside here. Patriot making friends here at ringside as he always does. But they had 2,000, 3,000 plus people on hand the night before, and we had to follow that. However, we do got the great footage that Josh Hughes put up for us, and thanks once again, Josh, for all your great work, and we hope to do things with you in the future. Oh, ouch!
One more? Yeah, one more.
Oh, one more. Bobby Keller urging the Patriot on. I'm sure the King doesn't believe that. Absolutely he does. And I don't, Doesn't get much better right there. My son Donovan was helping with the run the equipment up on the stage. It's probably about 20 yards, up on the stage there, and a lot of extra work goes into providing these events, more than just the guys who are showing up and wrestle. So all the different guys through the years who have helped us set up, Buddha, of course, was one of those great guys who's wrestled and refereed and hauled the ring. And somewhere at ringside there was our longtime ring truck, our ring guy assistant, Woody Shaver, who's just a super great guy. He's somewhere here in the background, probably off of camera, but he helped us as he always did through the years. You get a lot of different help from people who aren't always interested in trying to be out in front as a performer. And it takes a lot to get these events done, and we appreciate the help that everybody ever provided us through the years. Kalua snuck something out of his tights here. As you can see, in his right hand, now Patriot seems like he's caught on to it a little bit, and Buddha's trying to find it, but Kalua's going to play a little, we're going to play a little game here. And this ain't the first time this game's been played. Yeah, he snuck it from, you see, he had it from his throats to his tights. Kalua wants to achieve victory here. As you can see, Knight has begun to fall during the course of this matchup. But we do have good lighting. The place, as far as arenas, Major League, Major League, I don't know, but it was a real good setup. It was a damn good setup. We just didn't. Yeah, the lights are good, and this place was. I mean, one of my first handful of matches was at this right here in this right where this ring sits. We didn't have this stage back then. It was like some little dumpy garage. Over there, over to the back, you see in the far part of your screen over Patriot's shoulder. That's our dressing room. That wasn't there either. I mean, it was like they built a whole annex onto it. And we came out of a garage. So this was I returned to this facility for the first time in 20 couple years on this night. I'm just amazed. And Kalua has played Buddha out of position and stuck whatever that object is right into the throat of the Patriot. I think Patriot is crying to Buddha for help. Kalua measuring his man. We've seen, like I said, Kalua quite a bit here on Classic Indies because I think he's a classic Indies talent, as is the Patriot. We've seen him in many different forms and incarnations. And it sticks it in his throat again. Buddha just a little bit too distracted. Maybe rusty. And a cover. 1, 2. Not quite. Not quite. Oh, my. Buddha's got to assert some authority here before somebody gets hurt. And that's really what my concern is at this point, is that the Patriot maybe is having a hard time breathing. Kalua's taking advantage. A notorious rule breaker for nearly 40 years, King Kalua. A few weeks ago, we had him from 1991 as the #1 free agent in professional wrestling as he beat Mr. Bojangles, and I guess that was probably about a month back or so. Just always good to have. Oh, look out! Oh! I think some of that was taken away by his foot, but not that time, as the Patriot has quickly discovered that he has an advantage here. Busting the pineapples of Kalua. Big right hand. And again. One more time. Oh, put his head down, took a DDT. Little spin there. Put that count on him, Buddha. Gonna put that count on him. Buddha will be officiating in Berkeley Springs here in 48 hours, making his first appearance outside of his home area in the last several years. And Buddha, we're going to be thrilled to death to have you on hand, my friend. Kalua slowly crawling for a cover here. He might have been able to win this match already. What a great vantage point from the cameraman, Josh Hughes.
amazing. Yep, close here. That's the player.
Absolutely. I mean, it just couldn't be any better.
Better than King.
Absolutely. Off the ropes. Ate another elbow. It's like the Patriot gets a little bit of fire behind him, and Kalua just, cuts it right out from underneath him. Now he's taunting the crowd a little bit, which is good. Raise the ire of the people a little bit as he puts it down on the man who waves the flag so proudly. We've seen him in the past. We've seen him in cage matches against Sheiks, and we've just seen so much great action from both of these guys and this legendary feud that they've had. But I think this is the first time that we've actually showcased these two in action against each other. And a cover. Come on, ref. Kalua's getting frustrated here. I think Buddha's calling it straight. I mean, I don't take any exception with Buddha's match call here. Cranking up that head. Cranking it up. We're deep into the matchup here. We joined this in progress. These two had been going at it for several minutes before we rolled tape. I think is he close to that carotid? No, look over there in the background. There's me walking around, and there's you see us up on the stage. He's still there. He's still with it. He doesn't want to let this hometown crowd down. Patriots from every town, USA. And he ain't kidding. He's a popular attraction no matter where he goes. Coming off the ropes. He ducked it. What happened there? Boot. Oh, my God. He dropped the object right in front of Buddha. And Buddha now figures out that Kalua's been using this object. Is the Patriot going to get away with using this object in plain sight? That's the question I have here at this point. He's reprimanding Kalua. He's putting the bad mouth on him. What is he? Oh, Buddha stopped him. Now, right there, I mean, I think he's probably doing what's right by the rules, but he's not really doing what's right by the match because it was obvious Kalua had been using sunset flip. Oh, he tried to hang on the Buddha. Buddha pushed him off. 1, 2, oh! That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the Patriot!
Big victory for Patriot. Pulled one. As I like to say, he snagged victory from the jaws of defeat there over King Kalua and part of the great event we had in Petersburg, West Virginia back this past August. And we're certainly hoping to return to the Tri-County Fair in 2022 as well. Like, there's a nice pause shot. All right, folks, if you haven't done it already, if you haven't seen it already, if you haven't got your tickets, one more time. This is the last big push. 48 hours
Championship
away.
Pro Wrestling.
48 hours away. Roll the tape. Here's our commercial.
Championship Pro Wrestling returns to Berkeley Springs, West Virginia on Saturday, February 5th with Winter WrestleFest at 2 p.m. at the Rankin Physical Fitness Gym, 23 Fitness Lane, Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. In the main event for the United States Heavyweight Championship, the Resolution. Reggie Collins comes and faces champion Bill Bain, a 15-man over-the-top rope battle royal, tag team action, and much more. Tickets are only $15 and can be bought at the Rankin Physical Fitness office. Once again, Winter WrestleFest, February 5th in Berkeley Springs, 2 p.m. Be there!